How you doing? Mark Carlisle here. It's February 3rd, 2015, Tuesday. Past 3 years in Vernon, I've been going through state and federal crimes. I had attempts on my life. I had people threaten the Vernon Police Department, the courthouse people, and the citizens of Vernon. I stood up for the citizens of Vernon, the courthouse people, and the good cops at the Vernon Police Department. I wouldn't allow you to be threatened by a local with a WMD. And after I started going through this process of standing up for you people, I started going through character assassination and crimes against me by the Vernon Police Department, and I uncovered the Vernon Police Department trying to assassinate my character because I uncovered murder information that the Vernon PD is using directed energy weapons and a silent sound system. They tried murdering me, Danny Zimba Sr., and Frank Brown that I know of directly, and I've confirmed this with these people. I'm also asking the state of Connecticut for help and the F.B.I., or excuse me, federal government. The F.B.I., sorry, they're too stupid and too slow. Also, the police officer who has, say, implanted me and communicates with me through radio frequency has, say, threatened to put state police in body bags and federal agents in body bags. This is unacceptable. I also caught the prosecutor's office, Cindy Bear, Charlie Johnson, and Matt Gdansky knowingly, willingly covering up murder and state and federal crimes. I was assaulted by the Vernon Police Department, and they covered it up. I also have locals covering up crimes against me because there's a $100 million project going on, and I was tortured because I have psychic ability. When you're tortured and abused because you have psychic ability, this is not cool. Anyone, 1 in 3,000 people's got it. Bring your body up to 8 Hz and your static electricity and develop your own individual talent. It's there, if you're lucky. Just use it to help people. And pray to God you don't get abused for it, like I have. Also, if you look at my videos on YouTube in Vernon, ask yourself this. Prescription fraud is a federal crime. How come I've been extorted from my scripts for 3 years, like oxycodone, and I can't get help? How come my MD threatened me and knowingly, willingly frauded the system and told me to keep my mouth shut on federal crimes? How come the Vernon Police Department did fake investigations and told me to leave town? How come I had stalkers for 3 years and they were never stopped, and I still have people willing to give signed, sworn statements on my behalf? I'm going through character assassination because I came up with murder information. Old murders, recent murders, and then federal murders. The deranged, delusional police officer at the other end of this technology has got a beef with the federal government, and he wants to go to war with them. And he's saying he's an enemy combatant of the United States. I step forward to save Americans' lives and stop people like this because they're deranged and delusional. Before this process started, I went through disability 6 times. It was never once for psych issues, and it was always on the job injuries. Since the attempts on my life, all my records were changed at Rockville Hospital, and I'm getting the runaround. Since I was assaulted by the Vernon Police Department, I have no federal or civil rights, and I can't get one attorney to help me, and the FBI plays stupid. I did contact the DEA for help, but as you can see, they seem to be slow. And when I reported state and federal crimes to Matt Parker, the U.S. Marshal, you can see he's like Rob Mara, another ring on a condom. Think about that, when the feds allow state and federal crimes to happen and then they cover them up, like the Vernon PD. Remember, I have murder information and no one's asking me anything. But I had attempts on my life by the Vernon PD. And when I approached the federal government for help, the Vernon PD started stalking and harassing me. They would also tell locals not to have me around. I'm a nuisance. I would catch criminals in the act, and Vernon PD would tell me it's all in my head, but I would have other witnesses say the guy is right there. It shows you that the Vernon PD knowingly, willingly covers up crimes. They knowingly, willingly commit character assassination, and they knowingly, willingly cover up murder. And Danny Champagne knew about this. He bragged to me he ran Danny Zimba Jr. out of town, and he knew Red King did 10 years for a crime he didn't commit. And he told me, we know all about it. That's not a crime? Let me take away 10 years of your life by a police department and a courthouse, and they know you didn't commit the crime. That's not a crime? Now think about this. Every time I came forward to the courthouse with DVDs, USBs, or asking for help in writing, they would throw it in the garbage, and the Vernon PD, through the radio frequency transponder that's implanted in me, they would try and jam me from radio frequency overexposure. If you can see in my videos, my beta waves get amped super high, and I seem to come out aggressive or yelling. This is forced speech. I also go through EDOM, or electronic dissolution of memory. These people don't want me coming forward. But if you look at my videos, you can see my story doesn't change. And there's proof of state and federal crimes, and I'm asking for help from the state of Connecticut and the federal government, and for protection from the Vernon Police Department. Remember, when these guys commit federal crimes, you're either resisting, or you're told to keep your mouth shut, or you're told to leave town. Remember, the taxpayers are paying for this. Nigger cops. You understand niggers? They're worthless people. Horse thieves are obsolete. Remember, I reported these crimes to the Vernon PD from day one, and they would do nothing. They don't have an internal affairs. Now, when I'm drugged and assaulted by a police officer, and drugging is not to my consent and it's a sexual assault, this is a federal crime. This is why they covered it up. They also covered it up because I have murder information. And the police officer behind the tech doesn't want me coming forward. I'm under electronic monitoring, or remote monitoring. It's a 24/7 electronic deal where you're monitored through an implant. Now the other deal is these implants kill you by causing leukemia and cancer. The other deal is they put too much acetylcholine in your brain, and that shuts down your neurotransmitters. Remember, if you overload the brain like a light bulb, it ceases to light. That's what I go through. Since I started contacting the feds, asking them for help, exposing corruption in Vernon, and how the Vernon PD railroads people to fraud the federal healthcare system with police technology, I'm not allowed to sleep, and everywhere I go, the Vernon Police Department shows up. And it's always the same shitheads. So I'm exposing cops who commit federal crimes. They're cowards, pussies, and anytime, anywhere, any place. When you threaten to kill me, my family members, or good cops, they're put feds or the state police in body bags, I got a beef with you. And I'll take you out anywhere, anytime, any place. Cops who commit murder and who are dirty, and then the courthouse and the town hall, when they cover up murder and commit state and federal crimes. Look at my story on the internet. I had no federal or civil rights for 3 years in Vernon. I lost everything, and I was abused with this technology, and they tried making me look like I was psychotic. But the thing is, I accepted the challenge from day one to prove the technology exists, to prove that there's corruption in Vernon. They knowingly, willingly cover up murder and commit murder, and they made attempts on my life. And the MD told me to keep my mouth shut. These are federal crimes. Now, citizens of Vernon, look at what I've been through for the past 3 years and understand this. I'm a rock-solid dude. Talk to me on the street and you'll understand my story doesn't change. I'm radio implanted, or radio frequency transponded implanted by the Vernon PD. They jam my speech a little because they don't want me coming forward. They want my, say, description or facts off, to discredit, to humiliate, to character assassinate. But this technology is the reason why Kennedy was killed. It goes back to CIA and MK Ultra. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot to it. And down the road, I'll release the horses out of the barn when you can handle it.